Hey everyone, I finished 2 books this week, and despite them being completely different, I think they have a lot in common, so let's put them together in one video. The physical book I finished is We the Drowned by Carsten Jensen, and I've been reading this for weeks, probably months. This is a historical fiction of a Danish town, Marstal, and its inhabitants. It starts in 1848 and finishes in 1945. It spans multiple generations and happenings and events happening in that town. Marstal is a sailing town, so a lot of it has to do with sailing and going out and being sailors, things like that. The other book I finished is Rimdi. I listened to this on audio, and it's a story that starts off being about a multiplayer video game universe with a malware problem and then turns into a kidnapping, rescue, chase thing story. So as you can see, on the surface they don't seem to have very much in common, but both are very big books. Rimdi is 36 hours long and We the Drowned is almost 700 pages. And in the beginning, I enjoyed both of the books and both of the story. I really got sucked into what was happening. But towards the middle, both books dropped for me. Both has to do with the writing. A lot of what I liked about the book in the beginning and a lot of what I didn't like toward the end. So both books are written in a very detailed and descriptive style. In We the Drowned, I especially liked how realistic it felt, how gruesome and detailed the fight scenes in the war and the suffering was displayed, and everything just felt real and authentic, and you felt like you were right in the middle of it. I also liked how in We the Drowned you feel like you're part of the story. It's not first-person narrative most of the time, but a lot of the time it's told from a we perspective, we the people of Marstal, and I really enjoyed that. And you only shift into a first-person or third-person narration when you follow one special character who's not in the town at that time. And I really enjoyed that. I also enjoyed how it jumped from different characters in their story and also looked at the grown-ups and then at the children and how they lived in the town, and then back to the grown-ups and on the sailing and the explorations and the adventures. I really enjoyed that in the beginning. But toward the middle, the chapter Boy, for me, was a turning point of the novel. There, it just kept dragging on. It felt very repetitive, and also I kind of lost interest in the character and the story. The way the book turned at that point didn't really grab me as much as it did in the beginning. I started to get bored with what was happening. Towards the end, I also found myself getting a little bit annoyed with all the male perspectives, and you also feel that it's probably made by the author because there's a female character that's coming up more and more and is taking a lot of the turning and direction where the town goes. And she's not very likable, and also all of that was just like, oh, it feels like perspectives, man and the sea, women and the sea, which is interesting, but I kind of got bored by that point. In Rimdi, I had a similar experience. The story starts off building the characters and telling us about the real players of the world, and then the designers of the computer world, and all these things that happened around that, and then when the malware starts, that also still interesting. But then when it turns towards the kidnapping and the escape and chase and rescue, it just got repetitive. The detailed and descriptive narration, it just got annoying. I felt during the chase a lot of times nothing happened, and it felt very repetitive as well. And also I got pretty annoyed by the detailed descriptive mentioning of that one character having to pee all the time. And it was mainly annoying because it was just that one female character, and everyone else apparently never had to go, but she constantly had to go and took time when going. At one point she's stuffed into a trunk, and then her only worry is apparently that she cannot go to the bathroom anymore. And oh, that was so annoying. And towards the end, I also had lost interest in all the characters and what was going on. Rimdi also works with a lot of perspectives and changes between real world, the computer world, and all the storylines going on. It's very well done, but at some point I was just like, I don't really care anymore. And towards the end, I don't know if it's part of the audiobook that was a problem there. I couldn't really tell sometimes when we shifted perspective as fast as it happened. So it was very confusing towards the end with all the perspective shifts. So there you can see, both books suffer from very good beginnings, but mediocre middles and not caring towards the end anymore. I find it very hard to say what I think about these books, because I do think they have great writing, but it just didn't pull all the way through because something in the story didn't grab me enough to hang on. So of course I'm curious to hear what you think. Have you read the books? What did you think about the books? Have you experienced similar things, or were you just like, I flew through them, didn't have a problem? Let me know in comments and let's talk big reads. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. With I don't know what the word is.